Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have returned again to do topic 6, family and social policy, for the families and households paper coming up. For those that have done the education paper, I hope you guys all did well and gave it your best. Fingers crossed everything went great. And for this video I'm going to focus only on perspectives. If you have the AQA sociology textbook, you may want to look at a comparative view of family policy, because that has like China's one-child policy, which I haven't covered in this video. We will start off with functionalism. So they see society built on harmony and consensus, and they see policies as benefiting everyone and helping the family perform functions effectively. Ronald Fletcher sees health, school and house policies creating a welfare state that supports the family and help it function effectively, such as the NHS helping the family take care of its members. Some criticisms of this are that it assumes all families benefit equally, but feminists argue that policies often benefit men. They also assume that there's a march of progress where policies are making family life better, but Marxists argue that policies can reverse progress, such as cutting welfare benefits doesn't benefit poor families, as it just makes them poorer. Donzelot, he is a conflict view and rejects the functionalist perspective. He sees policies as a state of power and takes control over families, and he uses Foucault's concept of surveillance, where power is diffused throughout society and relationships. So he sees professionals such as doctors as exercising power over clients by using their expert knowledge to turn them into cases to be dealt with. Donzelot argues that they use this to change families, and professionals usually target poor families because they are seen as problem families because they cause crime and antisocial behaviour. Condry sees the state as seeking control over family life, for example compulsory parenting orders, where this is done through the courts for young offender parents or badly behaved kids to force them to attend class on how to be a good parent. Some criticisms of this is that they fail to identify who benefits from the surveillance, and Marxists argue that social policies generally operate in interests of the capitalist class. Feminists argue men are the main beneficiaries. The New Right, they have traditional views of the family. Brenda Almond says that laws are making divorce easier, which decreases the idea of marriage being a long life commitment between men and women. There's also an introduction to homosexual relationships, such as the state no longer seeing heterosexual marriages as superior. And tax laws discriminate against traditional families with a sole breadwinner, because they pay more tax for dual earner couples because they both have tax allowances. Lone parents, welfare policy and the dependency culture. This is where Charles Murray argues the welfare state creates a perverse incentive. This is where it rewards irresponsible and antisocial behaviour. For example, for pregnant teenage mothers, they offer them council homes, and this encourages them to have teenage pregnancies. There are also generous benefits, and boys have no male role model, which increases the crime rate, because lone parents are mostly female-headed. These policies threaten socialization of the young and the maintenance of work ethic among men. The New Right solution is that there needs to be higher restrictions on who's eligible for benefits and have more policies to support nuclear families. So they say they should cut welfare benefits to reduce taxes, and there should be no council homes for young teenage mums. If the state doesn't interfere, there will be better families. Some criticisms here are that feminists argue this is an attempt to go back to the patriarchal family, and these cuts make poor families poorer, which doesn't make sense and reduces the march of progress. Some of their influences on policies: the Conservative government in 1979 to 97. Margaret Thatcher banned homosexuality and prevented teaching that it was acceptable in a family relationship. Parents were still responsible for children after divorce, so this led to child support agencies that enforced maintenance payments by absent parents, which made divorce easier. New Labour governments, they see the family as a bedrock to society, which led them to believe that hetero family is the best way to bring up children, but they rejected the New Right view and favoured the dual earner neo-conventional family and supported a non-hetero nuclear family. For example, longer maternity leave, 3 months unpaid leave for both parents, and civil partnerships for the same sex couples. Feminists see policies as assuming the ideal family is patriarchal, where the woman is the homemaker, and policies reinforce this, which create a self-fulfilling prophecy. This means that it's difficult to live in other family types, as policies encourage marriage and discourage cohabitation. This is evident in tax and benefit policies, where they assume the man is the wage earner and women are economically dependent. And this is impossible for women to claim social security in their own right, since the man provides. Childcare policies governing school timetables and holidays make it hard for women to work full-time, as they are restricted to work unless they can afford extra childcare, which is more for a middle-class family. And care for the sick and elderly. Policies assume the family can provide for the elderly and expects the mother to do the caring, which means that they can't work full-time and are economically dependent. Diana Leonard says that policies appear like they support women, but in reality it still reinforces a patriarchal society. For example, policies give child benefit and maternity leave to the woman, but that means they assume they are responsible, meaning that there is patriarchy in the policies. In this section, Eileen Drew talks about how gender regimes describe how social policies in different countries can either encourage or discourage gender equality in the family and at work. So there are two types of gender regimes. So the familistic policies are based on traditional gender division. For example, in Greece, there is little welfare state or publicly funded childcare, which means women are dependent. Or individualistic gender regimes, where policies are based on belief that husbands and wives should be treated equally. For example, in Sweden, where policies treat both genders equally, and for whoever is breadwinning, which could be either, or who are doing domestic tasks, which again can be either. There are also welfare services that allow women to have more work opportunities. Status versus the market. Drew argues that European countries are going for the individualistic gender regimes and are moving away from the patriarchal family and towards gender equality in families. But policies, for example, publicly funded childcare, is not cheap, and this creates conflict with who should benefit and who should pay. So that is it for topic 7. Thank you again, guys, for going through all of my videos if you have been here for a while. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. This is the last sociology video for AS, and I hope you guys do very well in the upcoming sociology exam. Also, I'm planning to do a live stream at 7 o'clock on Monday. This is the day before the exam. I'm going to go through a few topics and clarify any questions for an hour. And I will see you guys soon, and I'm going to do a Michelle fan. Good luck. Bye! Love ya!